Hello, everybody. My name is Alex Burnside, and the topic that I was assigned for this semester was the hog farming issues within the US. So, an overview of my target audience that I wanted to reach with the media that I created this semester. It was mostly the public within the US who care about the environment and who are affected by bad parts of the environment, and also a subgroup that I want to target were the people who are in charge of like big corporations and hog farming and lawmakers, because those are the people who can make changes to hog farming to get rid of some of these issues that it causes. And so my overall opinion on hog farming itself, I think that it's a great thing and it does great things for the economy and for the US in general. But the problems that it causes, the issues that it brings with those great things, I don't think are worth it currently. And so I believe new regulations need to be put on the hog farming industry to get rid of those problems and hopefully keep the good parts of hog farming. And so the call to action, I usually call people to contact their congressperson or congresspeople, because those people that make the laws and the regulations on the hog farming industry are really the only people who can make a difference and kind of get rid of these bad parts of hog farming. So my choice of content, all of the information that I used for all of my media was found from scholarly articles that investigated issues within hog farming within the US. And so some information that I had to leave out and some articles I had to leave out, I left out because they weren't within the US. There were a lot that were from Canada and China and other places that were very relevant to what I wanted to talk about, but it didn't happen within the US. And I thought that my target audience would more connect to information that affects them, that is here in the US, and they would care more, maybe be more motivated to make a change because it is where they are. So my media strategies, my infographic, which was the first thing I created, gave an overview of why hog farming is an issue. It talked about the different problems that come with it, and just gave a basic understanding for people who didn't know about hog farming issues. The blog posts went into detail of two main issues of hog farming, one issue per blog post. The podcast talked about how the hog waste issue is growing within the US, and it had people talking about what we need to do about it. And then the educational video also talked about the hog waste issue in North Carolina specifically, and it also talked about how it can be solved. So what I would do differently, for my infographic, I thought it was really well made and it gets the point across that I want to get across easily. I would maybe add more images so that it's a little bit less words and it's just easier to look at and understand without reading. For the blog posts, I thought the information in them was really good, but I wish I could have made them look more professional and like a real blog. I was making them on Word and I really couldn't figure out how to make them look like a real blog, and I would have loved to have done that. For my podcast, I would have interviewed a specialist in hog farming issues, and then had a lot more segments where it's them talking and saying a statement, and then I would elaborate on it and talk about what they mean by what they're saying. And then for the educational video, I wouldn't really change anything for that because I think it's simple and quick and easy to understand, which is the goal that I had in mind. But maybe if I had to change it, I would add more images to make it a little bit easier to understand and just look at. And so the company collaboration that I would personally love to take my website or my media to is with the NCDEQ, which is the North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality. This would be ideal because they have been working to bring light to environmental quality issues in North Carolina for a long time. And they do talk about hog farming environmental issues. So I think that bringing my media and my website would be great because it would possibly raise awareness for these issues and maybe they'll get the NCDQ itself more funding or just more public backing for what they're trying to do. So that's the end of this presentation. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you enjoyed learning about my media.